We are going to start with this short video of the photo shoot of the entire Cosmic Fury team, and this is pretty interesting since Hasbro never released any of these photos. All the Rangers were photographed with that white background, and we have never seen the final result of these photos. In fact, the only photos we have seen are the same photos that have been published by the actors who took with their cell phone about this photo shoot, and this is the most recent video of this session, but with all the equipment included. In the following video we can see the moment of the filming of one of the first episodes of the season, and apparently, it is when the Rangers are about to find the new Zords. Here we can see part of the explosions and the Rangers running all over the place as they were under attack. It is interesting to see that these explosions were not done digitally, and this is one of the things promised by the producer of the series. All the filming of movies or series takes a lot of time to finish everything every day, because it is not just putting a camera and start shooting. For each scene you have to prepare the location, lighting, wardrobe, makeup, and many other things. That's why while the production team prepares the entire scene, the actors have to wait a long time for everything to be ready before they start filming. In this video we can see what they did so they don't get bored while waiting, and this way they stay active. This is one of the most important videos since it is the precise moment when the Rangers transform for the first time with the new power, and Amelia realizes that she is the new Red Ranger. Here we can also appreciate Amelia's new hammer and her first impression of astonishment for having changed from pink to red. In this short video, we can appreciate again one of the explosions that were used to record this scene, and we suppose that it is the same moment of the previous video in which the Rangers were about to find the new Zords. Despite being a short video, we can see the great performance of these professionals and how natural it feels to use real explosions to create the special effects. The actor who plays Zyto posted this video in which he is playing another iconic Power Rangers character, and here we can see how they filmed this very important scene. We obviously all know that he is playing Zordon, and this scene was in a place with white background. The recording studios they use to create these all-white scenes have these special places where the wall meets the floor in a curve so that there is no sharp corner or edge. This way the light is homogeneous, so you won't notice how far away the background is or how big that spot really is. In order to keep everything white, you also have to keep the whole area clean, and you can see that the film crew has protection on their shoes. As I told you before, the actors have to wait a long time while the production team prepares each scene, and this time, we can see that the Rangers are in makeup time. Something interesting is that there are many makeup artists, and with this we can realize that a production as big as Power Rangers requires many people to create it. In this video, we can also see how impressive the orange color looks without any special effects or color effects, only with its natural color recorded from a common cell phone. Another interesting video is the creation of the moment when Zyto appears with his Morphin master suit, and this is the way they record an actor when they need to make him look like he is floating or flying. It's a bit of a long and complex process, but the end result looks very interesting. We can also see that they use a green background to be able to erase that background, and a person dressed in green must also be helping the actor. This is the real magic of cinema. The actor who plays Billy the Blue Ranger from Mighty Morphin also posted a video with many of the things that happen on the film set behind the scenes, and we can see how much fun the actors have. Obviously, even though videos like this make it look like the actor's job is easy, it really isn't, since they have to spend many hours filming every day, and it's a pretty exhausting job. Now let's move on to see all the pictures that the actors have posted about some interesting things that happen behind the scenes, and let's start with the actress who plays the Orange Ranger. Here we can see that they are attaching all the wires to help the actress to fly or float, and with this they can create scenes with a lot of action. In this photo we realize that the actress has normal clothes, so this means that this must be a rehearsal or a practice before starting the official recordings, and this is another thing that comes with the work of the actors. In this photo, we can assume that this could have been the day they filmed the transformation, since the costumes the Rangers are wearing are the ones that appear in the beginning of that new Cosmic Fury transformation. We can also see that the actors are surrounded by green color, and as I told you before, this is used to being able to erase the background easily. Obviously, one of the scenes where they need to erase all the background is in the transformation, as they are going to create all those special effects to make something amazing. One of the favorite moments of all the Cosmic Fury actors was this day, because the actor who plays the Gold Ranger was so tired that he fell asleep in his chair, and as I said before, the actors work long hours every day. Obviously, the other actors took the opportunity to take a picture of this important moment and to remind the Golden Ranger throughout his life about the day he fell asleep on the film set. In this photo we can see everything that is behind a filming set, since that place is the command center of the Rangers, and here, we can see the ceiling how it is built. Every filming set uses lights everywhere, TV screens, cables, and many other things that we can never see in the final result of the scene. This other recording set, which is Lord Zedd's castle, and it is the moment when Zaido leaves, we can see everything around. Something very interesting is the way they prepare the light to show that way as if it was a divine light or something like that, since Zaido's spirit comes out of his body and the scene must have this celestial style. The next picture is pretty basic, but they show us something quite interesting if we look closely, and that is that besides the Rangers' weapons, there is also another important thing in this place. In the background we can see part of Zaido's suit, and here we can see how this new Cosmic Fury suit is created. From the beginning, when the first pictures of this season's new suits were released, we could realize that this part of the suit was too noticeable, as the size difference between the waist and the abdomen was very wide. This part of the costume helps the actors show off those fake muscles, but being a children's production, this is not really that important. The last photo in this video is from the same day they did the photo shoot, but obviously, this photo was specifically meant to be taken with the cell phone and not behind the scenes. It's sad to know that we never got to see the official photos from this photo shoot, as this is the first time a Power Rangers team has original costumes created in this franchise and not from the Japanese series. Let's start with the tentacle of one of the villains, and we guess it must be Bajilia, since her daughter's tentacles are smaller. The paint job looks spectacular, and the colors selected are perfect. Normally, these impressive creations are made of foam, since with this material they can sculpt the shape they want, and it is quite light for the person who is going to use it. You can notice that this tentacle has a good texture, and this can be achieved by using good foam materials. Let's go to the next image, in which we can see the creator of many of the things we could see in this season and in previous seasons. In this picture we can see her using the Green Ranger dagger, but here we can see that it is not yet painted, and the material could be foam as well. Another option for the material is 3D printing, since with this technology many impressive things can be made, including this kind of creation, and the good thing is that it is a more solid material, so it can resist all those battle scenes. This same we can see in this other photo, in which he is using Amelia's hammer and Ian's cannon, both of which are made of the same material. Due to the level of detail so accurate, it is very likely that these weapons are made with 3D printing, but the impressive thing is the size, so we assume that they printed them in different parts and then joined them somehow. This other photo we had shown in the channel before, but we put it back for those who had not seen it. Here is part of the film crew, and we can see the Sentinels and some parts of the monsters' costumes. This had to have been for the filming of the first episode in the big battle, since the Ranger suits we see here are Dino Furies, and this is the same place we saw in that episode. Something curious is that with this we can notice all the magic of the movie, since here there are only a few Sentinels, but in the big battle it looked like more than 50. I want to show you this other picture of that same place for the filming of that great battle, and we can see how beautiful it is. For those of you who are into filming or photography, you know that this place would be awesome to do some shooting. This place reminds me a lot of one of the planets in Dragon Ball Z, and it also reminds me of a children's series. Continuing with the next picture, we can see how they filmed the cockpit scenes of the Zords, and obviously this is only one. To film all of them, they just changed the colors of the lights and changed the image of the Zord. This shot was quite simple, as it is a simple lighting, and the camera only has one position. I think it must have been difficult to build this whole cockpit, as it has excellent details, and we could see it all in the series. This other photo of Zyto in his Zord shows us how they changed everything for each Zord, and as I said before, they only changed the color of the light and the image of the Zord. Possibly, the most difficult thing about these scenes is that there must have been many takes, since each Ranger had to film separately their part and then they had to put it all together. This is something that didn't happen much, since there were few scenes of the Zord separately, and almost always all the shots were in the Megazord, plus all those shots were obtained from the Sentai. In Cosmic Fury, because the costumes are different, they had to shoot all the Ranger scenes inside the Zords. In this next picture I want to show you the design of this poster, and even though this monster that appears in the picture is not from Cosmic Fury, what I want you to see is the design of the poster, since it is the same one they used in Cosmic Fury, when the villains were looking for the Rangers. In this scene we can see the same poster, but with the Ranger's helmet to identify them. By the way, this monster you see there was going to be part of the special episode. This is one of the photos that I like the most, and it is the construction of Lord Zed's throne. Here we can see that this throne was made with parts of wood and parts of foam, because as I said before, with this material you can mold whatever you want. The impressive thing about this construction is the symmetry that has all the design, since both sides are almost the same, except for this part here, but everything else is the same. Without the colors, we can notice that all those parts are like tentacles, and obviously this makes a lot of sense, since in the series Lord Zed's castle was built by the ships of Bajilia. Now we can see the image of the worm that was attacking Ian, and although in almost all the scenes this worm was created with CGI, in Ian's attack they used this worm that we see in the picture. Obviously, it would look better if they used a real model of the worm for that scene with Ian. That's why he can move a lot, and everything was spectacular. In this other picture, we can see the worm before the paint job, and it still looks like a horror movie. I want to show you this video of Solan trying to sit on one of the seats for the new Ranger ship, and now we can realize why those chairs were built that way. We can see that the chair is missing a part, and it is to give him the space needed for Solan's tail to fit in the seat. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think we had ever seen in Dino Fury any scene where Solan was sitting, so possibly this is why they were doing these tests. This was one of the first photos released by the producer confirming the appearance of the Orange Ranger, and we can see the entire giant green background. For those who don't know what this green background is used for, it is to be able to erase the background of the scenes and be able to create another background in post-production. It is very likely that this day was the filming of the scenes for the Morphin, which is filmed complete with the green background, since everything is created with CGI, plus here are all the actors in their costumes and not the stunt doubles. In this other photo we can see the giant desert monster, and I think this is the suit they used for the filming, although I must say it looks a little small. Here we can see the cannon of the Rangers when they put all the weapons together, and you can see how big it is. Basically, they had to use a pretty big car to transport it, and we can see that they made a wooden base to hold it well. Even though this transformation doesn't make a lot of sense since the weapons are so different, it was still something very exciting, and we are very thankful for what they did. Another awesome photo to check out is this one of Master Zed's helmet, which has a spectacular design and is one of the best helmets for a villain that I've seen in a long time. You can notice that the top part is possibly made of foam, but the bottom part seems to be another material because the sheen is different. In this other photo we can see Master Zed's full costume, and this is the scene where everyone was inside the machine that was about to explode. Here we can see the lights with those colors, the black background, and the man who was with the tube to fill the place with smoke. In this other photo we can see the scene being filmed, and you can notice all the smoke, the environment, and all the filming equipment. Before the premiere of Cosmic Fury, we had analyzed the table that we had been shown of the ship, and in the end, we said that it could simply be part of the kitchen. Here we see that we were right. It was simply the dining table, and, in this photo, we can see the galley. In this last photo we can see the stuntmen practicing the big battle scenes, and even though they are filming, it is still a practice since they are not wearing helmets. Mention in the comments your favorite photo, like this video and subscribe to follow behind the scenes of Power Rangers.